Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please support us by subscribing to the channel, it helps us a lot. And also check out our car review channel for cool motoring content. Alright, now let's get right into this. We've got the UR55, which is a high-end 4K monitor from Samsung, and in front of us is the 28-inch. A quick spec update: it has a native 4K resolution, 16:9 aspect ratio, 300 CD brightness, 1000:1 contrast ratio, 4 millisecond response time, and it also has cool features like HDR10, AMD FreeSync, 60Hz refresh rate, and a 75x75 VESA system. So in the box, you will find the monitor stand, detached of course, as well as the power cable and HDMI cable on the surface. Then beneath the foam packaging is the monitor itself. Now I just want to give a huge shout out to Samsung here, because this monitor actually arrived damaged, and I'm not sure if it was during the transportation process or production, but Samsung, I contacted them, they came and picked it up, repaired it, and brought it back to me within a couple of weeks and had just really exceptional service. So well done to Samsung. Now the stand can be assembled by clicking the two pieces together, and then beneath you have the screw that you can turn by yourself because it's got that little latch there that you don't really need a screwdriver. So once you put it in, you then just click it into the back of the monitor and it is ready to go. This stand is quite sleek and matches the frameless design, which doesn't take up too much space on your desk. All brilliant things except that it doesn't go up and down. It can tilt however, but if you prefer a more movable stand, it might be best to get a monitor arm. Once set up though, the UR55 looks sleek and simplistic, improving any office setup without taking up too much desk real estate, which is important for me because I have so many other things on my desk at all times. As for inputs, the UR55 has one display port, two HDMI 2.0 ports, and a headphone port, along with a USB port for service, not to charge anything or plug into the computer. Samsung also offers 3 years limited warranty with this monitor, which is fantastic. Now onto our review. The first thing you notice when using this monitor is the classic Samsung vividness in the colors. As this is an IPS panel, it preserves color vividness and clarity across the screen. Even on display this wide, tones and shades look accurate from multiple angles with pretty minimal color washing, which is great about IPS panels. HDR enhances the image beautifully, bringing a dynamic range of dark and light shades, making these areas stand out. For watching movies and other high quality content, this monitor does do exceptionally well and does make viewing really comfortable, thanks to the matte finish as well, which minimizes glare. AMD FreeSync helps eliminate screen tears and can be switched on and off with the switch of a button. This monitor is also the world's first certification as a monitor from TÜV Rheinland for Eye Comfort 2.0 standard, which, and this is just marketing here, validates that the product can provide a user experience viewing with accurate color reproduction, minimized ambient light impact, reduced toxic blue light and flicker, while achieving 99.5% sRGB without any change to resolution. Okay, that's a mouthful, but basically you just click the button and it makes the monitor turn a much warmer orange color to be easier on the eyes at nighttime. The display itself has a 3-sided bezel-less screen, making a dual monitor setup pretty seamless. It measures in at 64 centimeters wide by 37 centimeters high, meaning it won't take up too much space thanks to that bezel-less design. There is also the option to make use of picture-in-picture or to put a secondary input into the corner of the screen, which might be useful if you want to make use of gaming or working and streaming movies at the same time, if you're that productive. The settings can be accessed by an easily accessible joystick at the center of the display, which allows you to access things such as brightness, contrast, and so on, and also allows you to play around with the picture-in-picture settings, AMD FreeSync, picture mode, and plenty more. It's great to have the choices here to choose exactly how I want this display, as well as the gaming mode and other options that it allows me to select. As it is a 60Hz display, It will cope fine with casual gaming with the 4 millisecond response time, but pro gamers might feel more comfortable with a higher refresh rate. The trade-off is that this comes with the beautiful 4K display, which is perfect for people like me who edit videos frequently, view a heap of content, and also do a heap of reading on the monitor. Basically, I think the UR55 is the perfect all-rounder, particularly for those working from home who might make use of that high resolution and eye care features when they're staring at a monitor all day, but also those that might want to use the monitor to stream high quality content, as well as the occasional gaming session. It is a really good all-rounder. So I've enjoyed using this monitor. It looks great in my workspace, and I know it will last thanks to Samsung's reputation with their panels, as well as their warranty and service, which in my experience has been brilliant. So here's my UR55 review. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful to you, and stay tuned for more videos as we review plenty more tech products and everyday home and office products to just make your purchasing choices easier. So stay tuned for more, and please subscribe to the channel and hit that So this is the Filmic app, which we are going to take a look at. It's basically a professional videographer's way to make film on iPhone. It's a good jump if you're going from your standard iPhone camera and you still want to do some recording on your iPhone, but don't want to jump to a DSLR or a video camera. Then this is a very happy medium. So this app costs $15 US plus $13 for the cinematography kit. And we'll just get right into it. So this is what you see when you first open up the app. On your right is your mic levels, which is great because you can see when you're clipping. So if you get really close, and there you go, you can see your clipping. You can see your clipping there as soon as you get closer to the mic. And your decibel level. Now this is landscape mode. So the circle and the square, these two things, this is your exposure that you can adjust when you move it. And this is your focus. Now you can lock it by clicking it and it goes red. And now you have locked it. Now next you've got your bottom right is how you film. You click it to record and it starts filming. Then you have your play button, which will, if you save it onto the app, I prefer to just save it straight to the camera roll. Looking into the settings, you've got, so these are all your settings that you can change. You've got resolution, which you can do 1080, 720, which is the lowest. Then you go to 2K and 3K, and then 4K. Now the great thing about this is that the iPhone app, the stock app, only has 720, 1080, and 4K. So if you are keen to go to 2K or 3K, that option is there, as well as different 17:9, different aspect ratios, or 2.391 if you want a bit more cinematic, which is great because you can't do that on the iPhone either. And then you can choose if you want the high efficiency codec. Then you can also change your frame rate, which on the stock app, you've got 30 and 60, and then obviously slow-mo goes 120 and 240. But if you do want more cinematic videos, you've got 24 as well, which is a great option to have. And you can choose capture playback and obviously the frames per second, or you want auto shutter. 50 Hertz shutter or a 60 Hertz shutter. I'm just going to put all back to 24. Here is your audio, which lets you decide if you want the iPhone mic. I'm recording on the external mic right now, so it's not going to pop up on here, but you can choose whether the front or the back, and PCM, that's basically the format. And the amount of kilohertz. Also allows you to use a Bluetooth mic. If you are walking around and want to use one and have one that works, then that works as well. Let's go back. To go back, you just click anywhere on the screen. Device, save to camera roll. That's what I do, as opposed to saving it to the app. There's just a few settings that you know, if you want to lock the orientation, preview, and so on. Presets. Presets are great. I haven't saved any so far because I haven't decided which ones I prefer, but I could have here, for example, I could save the current one and I'll call it 1080 at 24 FPS. And so there you go, I've got 1080 at 24 saved. and I could have another one as 4K at 60 and save that as well as a separate preset. CMS, content management, whether you want it on or off, it basically allows you to put some times and takes and scenes, and then timecode track if you want that as well, but I don't need it. Hardware, clean HDMI out, Osmo, so gimbals. If you have any of these gimbals or adapters, you can put them on and actually use the buttons on them quite easily. Sync, Filmic Sync, that's just if you want the cloud storage. The First Light is their editing app. Stabilization is basically just an on and off. Always have it on because it doesn't make any difference except make your videos way more stable. It zooms a little bit out if you take it off. Stabilization, as you can see in the top left, the window is a little bit further in, and if you click stabilization, it sort of cuts it off a tiny bit, but it is worth it. Camera, this changes which camera you're using. The wide, although the wide and the tele, okay, so that's your tele camera, obviously you see it goes in. Let's go back to camera. Now we got wide over here and zoom are basically the same thing. Doesn't really make a difference, so it would be good if that could. And double take allows you to record the front and the back at the same time, but you need to download another Filmic app for that. So that'll just take you to the App Store. Torch, low, medium, high, if you want your torch on. I'll have mine off. And guide if you want the grid there, which I don't really need. So there are your settings. Now we move over, down the bottom is your time and your battery and your frame rate and resolution. If you click that little A there, you've got 4 options that come up, and it allows you to do cool settings, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're interested in that, you just turn it off and it goes away. Now this here, this is what a lot of people will be using. It allows you to manually adjust the ISO and shutter speed. So on the left, as you turn this up and down, it is an ISO shutter speed reciprocal. So it'll change them both at the same time. Now, let's say I want 148 and I want to lock that in. You just click on 148, it locks it when it goes red, and now I can change the ISO by itself. So I can do 1/48 and keep the ISO whatever I want. Or I unlock it, and now, as you can see, ISO/shutter reciprocal. So you go up and down. Then you can basically swipe here and it'll give you high ISO bias, low, medium, just as quick settings. Then on the right is your focus that you can adjust as well, like an SLR, and your manual zoom if you want it that way. But I'll keep it there. So there's your main settings that you're going to be changing in terms of the shutter and ISO, and also the manual focus, which is really cool as well. This in the bottom left is the part of the app that only comes with the cinematography kit, which is an in-app purchase. So it won't come with the app by itself, even though you paid for it. It's an extra in-app purchase, unfortunately. So here is your white balance. Now you can click auto white balance and lock it, or you can basically adjust this and it'll change all your levels, as you can see. And here is your different modes: sun, cloud, light, A, B, and then auto white balance. Here, if you're into this, is your natural dynamic, flat, and log V2. And you can also adjust it here as well if you're keen on this. It actually makes a lot of help for those that are really keen on this sort of thing. Here's your shadow and your highlight, and you can reset it. And down here is your saturation and vibrance. So a lot of settings that you can play with, as well as your RGB that you can adjust as well, and your vibrance. I will reset it. So that's with the cinematography kit. I'm just gonna pause for a sec as I face outside. So now I'm just looking outside, and I'll do some of the colors again for you. You can basically change your highlight and your shadow. Here, if we want a bit more vibrance, to see how things are going greener. If you want less vibrance, it's going much more gray. Your saturation, and just reset. And then we can do, that is your light. Let's say we want sun. You can see the sun there, or we can go to auto white balance, or we can adjust it as we please. Now if we want to reset it, just go to auto white balance. And again, we're back here. We can do the shadow again, the highlight, adjust however way we please. And either keep it there, or we can go back and reset it. Even go to flat, we want it to be flat, or if we want dynamic, which will help with outside videos. So there is my first impressions of this. It is quite intuitive. I like all the settings here. It's easy, the presets are really good. It's easy to change resolution and frame rate, and I love that you can change the aspect ratio, which is great, especially if you're doing one-to-one. If you want to make content for social media, Instagram, that's easy to do that. It is really intuitive to use. I'm going to keep it at 16:9 because that's standard. Different qualities as well. I've tested the storage space for each of these, and economy, Apple standard, it generally is a lot more than your stock iPhone app. So have a lot of storage handy and just transfer it to your computer and then repeat. And Filmic Extreme. So it just improves the bit rate, starting from about 25 megabits per second up to the Extreme, which is upwards of almost 75 to 100 megabits per second. So it'll be the highest quality, but it will use the most amount of space. I'll just keep it as that. I'll do Filmic Extreme. Now, it does have a lot of options that you can use. I love the manual, the ability to manually focus and also to change the ISO and shutter speed, which you can't do in the native camera app. The cinematography kit, I would recommend just by using it for a little bit for those that are a bit more avid and are keen to change the colors around, especially in different lighting situations. It's good to have that. The only downside is that you do have to pay extra for it. Now the mic is great for the amount of options that you can do because it also gives you a reading on the side, and most mics will work if you have the right adapters and you can see which one it is if you go into audio, and you don't have to use a different device for your audio if you don't want to. But because I have an external mic with me, I thought I would use that for this. And the other options that you've got are your different displays here, which are funky, and of course you can view. The other thing is when you record, it'd be good to take photos as well for those rare incidents that you do. But overall, my first impressions of it are pretty good. I would have been using it over the native app. One of the main reasons, if you want to use another mic, even in the native app, you can't even see which one you're using, which mic is going. You can even choose whether you want the front or the back, but I would keep the stereo because when you use the back and the front, it's mono. So, and Bluetooth mics as well. If you do want to use a different mic, app is the way to go. If you want to use 24 frames per second or 2K or 3K and change your aspect ratios, this app is the way to go. If those are the main things that you need, then it's worth it to buy the app itself. And if you do want to change the colors, then the cinematography kit is good. So there is our video, our first impressions of the Filmic app. We've been enjoying it. We're going to start using it a little more and see how it goes on an iPhone XS and then maybe with some newer 11s, 12s and so on, and see how it works. Thanks for watching. I hope this was of some help. Stay tuned for more videos as we review cool tech products and software as well, which we are testing out like today. And don't forget to subscribe to our motoring channel, Talking Talk, which we just do cool things with cars. So stay tuned for more videos on this channel and the motoring channel, and thank you for watching. All right, welcome back to Talking Tech. Today we are looking at something quite interesting. It is a ring light and a tripod that came with it that I got for a grand total of $10. It was actually $9 Australian. So if you're in the US, it's what, like $6, $7, which is just a steal. It's not the biggest, it's not the most extreme, it's just something I thought would be fun to try out, and if it works, then so be it. If it doesn't, then I get an actual one. Now before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free, and support us. We've also got Talking Talk, which is our motoring channel, so feel free to check that out as well. So let's get right into it. Here it is here, it's a 12-inch LED RGB ring light, it's 15 watts and it's 30 centimeters, so it's a ruler. Luminance, it says 20 to 1000 LM, light angle 180 degrees, and operating voltage. And then we'll just get straight into the unboxing. All right, let's begin with the tripod box. So it did come with its own little box and packaging in some bubble wrap, which is cool. And there it is. It's as simple as that. One. Okay, there we go. So it does raise up. So I don't know how high it goes. Can I go? Yes. Okay, so there you go. It comes 1, 2, 3. And then it lowers itself, which is good. It's not short. So there it is. It doesn't feel too weak, but also isn't the strongest, obviously, because, you know, you're paying 10 bucks. Well, whoa. All right, so there it is. It obviously is not the of highest quality, but it certainly isn't the lowest. I'm actually quite impressed. It is quite good. It is a little bit flimsy, but it could be worse. We paid 10 bucks. And now to the ring light itself. We open it up and there it is. That is what we see. We have the remote, which I have about 5 of these remotes for all the LED lights I've got going on in this room. Now we have obviously USB powered, which is good because we can connect it to the computer. Now we're going to have this little guy that will hook onto the tripod and connect it up. And then the light itself. Just see if there's anything underneath. There is not. Simple as that. There it is, 30 centimeters. There is that to stick your phone into. You're probably going to be putting it that way. If you want to do landscape mode, there is the tripod and the ring light itself. And then once you plug it in, you put this in here. So you will connect that up and then you'll put it on the tripod. And then that will make light. Okay, so here it is set up. There is the light itself. Here is where you'll put your phone. Just to note, if you're new to it, best to stick the phone at the front, not behind it, just because you'll get that light. You always want the light behind the camera itself. And obviously you can twist it if you want vertical or portrait, and you can tighten it and loosen it. Now this part here will stick onto the tripod itself. There's going to be a little bit of rubber on the tripod, so just take it off and stick it on, and it's that easy. And then the poles, there should be 3 that go up and down. You just have to twist it left and right if you want to lock it in, and then the other way if you want to loosen it. So there it is. The funny thing is it doesn't really need much power at all, and I plugged it into my TV because the laptop was too far away for the USB, so it's actually running off the TV, which is funny. Here is the remote itself. You've got off and on, your colors, flash, strobe, etc. We're just going to turn it on. Okay, don't mind the video here, I'm just trying to show you what it's like. It's going to obviously be very glary, but it is very bright and it does a really good job. So there's red, green, blue, brightness down and up. Then you can turn it off and on. It does purple if you want to fade, if you want to strobe, flash. Oh, it flashes through all the colors, okay. And then, how do I stop that? Just stop, just go back to white. Don't mind the glare, it just shows how bright it is, which is quite good. And I'll just put it on with me as if I'm going to be recording a video so you can see what it's like. But there it is before I show you how it's like in person. Just as it's standing up, it doesn't look too big, but it looks fine, doesn't have much presence. The tripod below is quite little as well, so it won't take too much of your space. All right, so here is me sitting looking at the ring light. My phone is in front of it. It's just looking at me. The room is a little bit bright because it is the middle of the day. I've put some other LED lights around just to have sort of background. That's just turned off, so that'll help give me a bit of light from there. Now it does amplify the room a lot. Like, it's really bright for such a little object. It's only 30 centimeters. There are smaller ones. You can get 8 inches, 10 inches. This is 12. Some go up to even 18 inches, which is really big. I don't think you'll need that much unless you're in a big studio. For me, this room is maybe, 4 by 5 meters, something like that. And it just illuminates it completely, and it does a really good job at it. For these videos that I like, you can see from the beginning of the video where it was just dull, and then as soon as I put the ring light on now, you can tell that everything is a lot brighter. So overall, for 10 bucks, I think it's worth it. Yeah, look, I don't think you can go wrong. I think a ring light is definitely something that you should have if you're doing videos like this where you're talking. If you just need a bit of extra light in your room, or even if you are needing some different colored lights like this. That's red, green, blue, orange, purple. I'll do the flash. That just changes colors that you saw before back to white. I'm gonna have a stroke. Sorry. But there it is. I would recommend this for $10. You literally can't go wrong. It's a good starting ring light if you don't know what to get. You begin with this. If it goes well for you, maybe you do expand and you need more, that's when you go to a bigger one, like an 18-inch. That's a bit more legit, higher end, that needs more power and so on. But overall, this is great. If you have made it this far, thanks for watching and thanks for staying till the end. I hope this was of some use to you. I'll leave a link below where you can buy it from. I just got it off eBay, but it'll be similar. They're all coming from China anyway. So thanks for watching, and of course, stay tuned for more videos. Today on Talking Tech, we're going to be looking at a microphone holder or a boom arm, whatever you want to call it, that is supposed to work with the Blue Yeti fine. As you can see, we have got the Blue Yeti, which we've been using for a while. However, we found that a lot of the boom arms tend to struggle with it because it is quite a chunky and heavy microphone. So we picked this up off Amazon for quite cheap. I'll leave a link in the description below, and hopefully it holds it well. So we'll see what's inside. The box is pretty plain. There isn't really much inside. It just says professional recording microphone series and a bit of information, and that's it. I mean, it does say that it is material, stainless steel, and size 38 by 2 centimeters. And that's basically it, with a few little diagrams, but nothing else. So let's check inside. It does tell me to open from here, just in case I was going to open from somewhere else. Okay. Nothing else left in there. So we open this. Interesting. So it is sort of sealed shut. So you should have gotten scissors. Okay, so this is the part that's going to connect onto the desk, wherever it might be. And a little connection point here, a little screw to tighten it up. Now that's what's going to hold the mic into place, depending on which one you're using. Oh, we're dropping things. And here is the arm itself. So it is quite springy. Depending where it is, you can then tighten it and loosen it over here. It's got a tightening and loosening spot. You will need to connect it to here, I presume. And that's when you'll lock it into place, seal it onto the desk, and then you can decide how you are going to use this. Up, down, it's got the springs, so you can decide the angle. Now I believe this will fit into the Yeti. If not, I will need to get an adapter, some sort of screw that can fit it in. But I'm now going to connect it just to see how it does fit. Alright, I've been playing around with this for a little while, longer than I would like to admit, and I've figured out how to get it on the Yeti. So in this little slot here, the microphone holder, for any other normal mic, it should fit in there. There's a little spot underneath that is sort of connected as such. It goes like this, and basically this part here goes into this silver part of the boom arm, or the scissor arm, whatever you want to call it. So to connect it into the Blue Yeti, you take this off, this little screw here that's at the bottom. You can then just put it into here. And then this part will go at the bottom of the Blue Yeti. So I'm just gonna do it now. I'm just gonna do it off camera so then I can use the microphone after. All right, we did it. It is finally on, it's working fine, it's supporting it. And the main thing I was worried about is that the Blue Yeti is such a heavy microphone. I was worried that it wouldn't be able to support it. But I've been using it for a little while now and it seems to be working fine. And I'm actually impressed that it's doing a really good job. And it tilts. Okay, it's a little bit unstable here, but I just need to put a screw in there to make it a bit tighter. You can also tilt it up and down and it still supports it even upside down. As such, I am using this mic to film right now, which isn't the best idea. So my audio might be chopping in and out as I'm playing around with it, but it stays there still. As you can see, all you need to do is tighten it up. And tighten this. And it's back to being sturdy. There is no issues with it at all. So if you do want it that way, or if you want to bring it back upright, that's fine too. It swivels fine. Up and down. Overall, this is a really good purchase. It was really affordable and it is the first one that I've found that actually can support the Blue Yeti without feeling like it's weak or it's flimsy or it's going to drop it, because it is a chunky mic and a Blue Yeti isn't going to fit in any of these things, nor is it going to fit in any of those holders where it basically just squishes the mic together. But this seems to be the one to go. All I need now is just a pop filter, although the Blue Yeti doesn't really need it, but overall this is solid. It's been sitting on my desk for a little while now as I've been testing it out. Hasn't moved at all, even if I'm sort of moving around, it seems pretty sturdy and solid, and it just tightens on the desk super easily, straight on, and you're ready to go. So there it is. This little concoction I found on Amazon has just solved my problems, because I didn't really want to use this stand, especially if you are typing and vibrate and moving things around, you might get that sound on the Blue Yeti. But with this boom arm, it's just perfect. It cuts out so much noise and it does a good job, and it holds the Blue Yeti. That's the main thing that I needed. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. What's up guys? Today we're going to be reviewing the Seagate Barracuda Fast SSD, which is Seagate's new portable SSD. They also have the Fast SSD and the Barracuda SSD, which is an internal storage. This is obviously external, it's got USB plugins, and just make things really easy. Now it comes in this cool green and black packaging and also has a green LED light that pops up. So it sort of looks like it's made from Xbox or the Hulk or something along those lines, but it looks cool either way. It comes in 3 storage sizes. You've got 500 gigs, 1 terabyte, which we have here, and 2 terabytes, which is the biggest, which sort of makes me think that I might not need to be using big spinning disk hard drives anymore, because if we can get these in 2 terabytes, even 3 or 4 terabytes in the future, there will be no need. But for now, we're gonna go unbox it and review it. This is their high performance USB-C external SSD, which we mentioned comes in 500 gigs, 1 terabyte and 2 terabytes. So it comes exFAT formatted, so it's ready for Mac and PC. First thing you notice is the Adobe Creative Cloud. You get a 2-month membership, which Seagate is doing with most of their drives now, just as a little add-on. And you notice this nice green packaging, which is the Barracuda colors, and the sort of cool green shape there, line that you'll see once we unbox. So let's get straight into it. I believe I've opened the bottom. There we go. All right. Now let's check the, what have we got? Adobe Creative Cloud. Amazingly simple. Thank you for that. And here is your manual. Tells you how to plug it in. You've got USB-C and USB 3. And the Seagate software, and a lot of information if you're really bothered to read it. So there it is, the tiny little SSD, which I love the form factor. It's only about 9 centimeters that way by about 8 centimeters wide, and look at that, less than a centimeter thick, or thinner I should say. So you open it up, it's just so sleek, and that's basically it. Fits into the palm of your hand. There is, and that's all you've got really. You can see there a little bit of green on the outline. So the fast SSD, which was the predecessor, was silver here. This is same form factor, same sizing, same dimensions, but it just come in a black color, and you've got a green outline that goes around, which actually lights up when it's turned on, in line with the Barracuda colors, which is really cool. And you can sort of see it in the reflection, a little bit green on the sides there. Now let's see the cables that we've got. Here is, okay, USB type A to USB-C, which will go directly in, and the other one will be C to C, and that's exactly right. USB-C to USB-C. So if you've got both options there. If your computer doesn't have USB-C just yet, you do have the other option. I'm glad they provided a cable for each as opposed to just an adapter. That way you can just keep the cable always there and then keep the C to C cable for the future when you do upgrade. But it is good to have it there in the USB-C form, which basically just plugs in, and there you go, just straight into the computer and you're ready to go. So we're just going to take a quick look at it, plug it in, test it out, and see how it goes. So the Barracuda Fast SSD is Seagate's entry into the SSD game. They've got the Fast SSD, the Barracuda SSD, and now the Barracuda Fast SSD, which they're using the same branding and same naming that they use for their hard drives, and it's good to see that carried across to the SSDs. Now you've got 500 gigs as the entry level, then 1 terabyte and 2 terabytes, which is awesome for an SSD because SSDs are finally attainable. It didn't make sense to jump from a hard drive to an SSD when they costed well over $1,000, but now if you can get a 2 terabyte for under $400 or $500, then it makes a lot of sense. It does come formatted in expat, so it can be used on Mac and PC, but you will need to obviously reformat to Mac OS Journaled or APFS if you do want Time Machine on your Mac. Now with our testing, we use Blackmagic, which does the read and write speed, and we returned around 475 megabytes per second on as an average across Windows and Mac. So Mac was a little bit quicker. It got well over 500 megabytes, about at 510. But on average on PC and Mac, you're looking at around 575 megabytes read and write, which isn't exactly up to the 540 that they mentioned, but it's close enough. No one's ever going to hit that 540 speed or any speed that is listed on any SSD. The form factor is brilliant because it's so small, you can just carry it in your pocket and it just works so well. It does come with 3 years warranty, so thank you Seagate for being so good with your warranty periods, which is a year more than their standard portable hard drives, which I appreciate because you're paying a lot more money for these SSDs, and it's good to know that you are covered if something does happen to it in the future. Now we tested the I/O meter with the 2 megabyte sequential, and we compared some of the 4K performance, and this does do better than the Samsung portable SSD, the T5. We also compared it to the LaCie portable SSD, which is essentially the same thing because Seagate and LaCie are one and the same. And it got quite similar speeds to the LaCie, but it did beat it. And then we compared to some of the other SSDs, and it did really well. This was probably one of the quickest in almost all the testings that we did. One of the cool things is the green LED that pops up around when you do plug it in, and when it is working, it actually makes it really cool. The green contrast on the black SSD just gives it that little bit of Hulk feeling and just makes it a little bit cooler. So nice work on that end. And the great thing is that it does have the USB-C and USB-A cables to be able to go into both, but overall it has performed insanely well. It's basically making me realize that maybe hard drives are a thing of the past and SSDs are the way forward. Obviously they are, but they just aren't that attainable. But now I'm starting to think they are, and Seagate is making that possible. So thank you to Seagate for bringing such an awesome product and for helping us review these cool things, because they are just so good. And for people that have laptops that don't have enough storage, you can just chuck an SSD in and actually install programs on it, or even install your photos library on the SSD and just have it always plugged in, because it isn't too much of a burden given that it's so small. So there it is. So there's our review of the Barracuda Fast SSD, and it honestly is one of the best SSDs given that it's so small and so powerful at the same time. Most SSDs are pretty small, but this is less than a centimeter thin. It's got the USB-C and the USB-A input, and it also just has that cool green LED. So now I'm sort of thinking to myself whether it is worth investing in SSDs as opposed to hard drives, given that they do come in these big 1 and 2 terabyte sizes. I'm happy to trade a few terabytes. Let's say I get a 2 terabyte SSD. I'm happy to lose the space that a big hard drive would get, a spinning disk old school hard drive that might have 4 or 5 terabytes. But if it means my speed is doubled or even tripled, especially for users that are installing applications on their portable hard drives or SSDs, or running their photos through there, it's just gonna make things a lot quicker if you've got it on an SSD, which are also more reliable given that they have no magnetic spinning disks. So there's our review. Thanks for watching and tuning in. I hope this was of some use to you. We're gonna keep reviewing as many technological products as we can and keep pumping out videos. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Cheers. All right, let's take a look at the Backup Plus Portable by Seagate. Portable, this one's 5 terabyte, which is, I believe, the highest amount you can get, which I'm quite impressed with, because 5 terabyte portable, no AC to plug in or anything, solid effort. So it comes with 1 year of Melio, I'm gonna get that wrong, but apparently you can organize your photos. I haven't actually used that, but cool. You also get, where is it here? Adobe Creative Cloud, which 2 months. Okay. Oh, it's a photography plan. So it's not the full Creative Cloud, because I know the LaCie drives, they come with 1 month of full Creative Cloud, which apparently costs, well, about $100 or so. So this one is $20 value. And it's just a photography plan. Not sure what that is. So here we go. Small drive, Windows and Mac. I think it comes with NTFS. Is the driver, not too sure, but we'll have to check that a bit later. I think, and it is compatible with USB 3 and USB 2, which is good. And obviously chuck in a USB-C adapter, if that's what you've got, it would still work fine. So we open up. Oh, we've got some paperwork. As per usual, what do we got here? Backup Plus Portable, Backup Plus SIM, Quick Start Guide. Okay. USB-A, Backup Plus. So for Time Machine, the hard drive must be formatted HFS Plus for Mac. Just a note for anyone that wants to use it purely for Time Machine. Creative Cloud, Photo Eng Bot. Sure, Eng is a wonderful person. It comes with Lightroom CC and Photoshop CC. So the full creative plan comes with Premiere CC and all those other ones, but still not bad to get Lightroom and Photoshop CC from a couple months. But you probably will get hooked. Melio, organize your photos, automate protection, and see them in all your devices. Interesting. Redeem your Melio software when you register your product. Okay. Melio. And here is the hard drive. Oh, okay. Goes that way. Thought it went the other way. We'll get to that in a sec. Just confirming there is your USB-A, or it's USB 3, to your little hard drive connector thing. And there it is. It's a pretty decent size. I mean, it's obviously very portable. It's a little bit heavy, but you just got to be careful with these ones because they've got moving parts, and if you drop them, it's a good chance they might not work again. So, oh yeah, a few little fingerprints that come up. But it does feel quite nice overall, I'll give it that. There's your USB input. It is, yeah, a little bit heavy, but we're talking a few grams, so you're not going to notice anything. And there's your little light for when it's on and off. 5 terabytes. It is very well priced, I'll give you that for 5 terabytes. And the best part is it's completely portable. I've had fairly good luck with Seagate drives in terms of fail rates and all that sort of thing. So 5 terabytes I would say is really good size for this, because you can obviously chuck in as much data as you want and not worry about spending a lot of money on SSDs these days, because a lot of laptops only come with small SSDs. So a lot of people need big hard drives on the side that they hope will be quick enough. These ones I found to be quite quick. I've actually found it to be quicker than some competitors' drives. So I'm quite impressed by it as well. And I found it decent to be editing videos using this drive as well. So it has been good to me, and I would recommend it. And 5 terabytes as well, that is really good. I think it starts at 3 or 4 and then it goes up to 5. If you get the Backup Plus Slim though, because this is the portable, the Slim I believe only goes up to 2 terabytes, and the Ultra Touch, which is the new one, the little fabric look, that goes up to 2 as well. Alright, so here is the Western Digital WD My Cloud Home, which is basically, as it says, cloud storage for your home made for mobile. The reason I was so keen on this was essentially to create my own little cloud network. I think that's what most people would be curious to do, as opposed to going with some of the big competitors that just give you cloud storage like Google Drive or Dropbox or OneDrive, etc. So this creates your own little cloud through your own network, and apparently has an iOS app, an Android app, and streaming, and you can back up your photos and videos and whatnot straight onto it. And this is the 3 terabyte version. So as it says here, your contents, it comes with a personal cloud storage, which is the device itself, the Ethernet cable to connect it to your router, as it requires you to do, AC adapter, and the quick start guide. So let's just get straight into it. So first thing, I'm going to open it this way for the video purposes. Come over here, and that is an adapter to US. Interesting, because we are in Australia here. That is a Euro adapter. Okay, not sure if this unit specific, all units come with this, and there is a UK adapter. Let's go further. And so this was opened prior, and there is your Australian AC cable. That goes straight in. We don't need to worry about that, nothing exciting. There is your Ethernet cable to connect it straight in. And here is, actually, you know what? Before we get all excited, let's get into the quick start guide, they say. Because I'm sure many people will be curious, how do I set this up? Hello to you too, WD. And it's just one sheet of paper, that's all it is. I'm not gonna, and it basically, you plug in into the wall there, and then you put the Ethernet into the router, you wait for the certain lights, and then set it up. And there you go. And it sort of looks like a Nintendo Wii, if it was all white, close enough, similar sort of form factor and size. But there it is. It's quite heavy, given that it's only got a hard drive in there. But I guess it's got to do all the networking capabilities and all that. There it is, My Cloud Home. And there's sort of my hand next to it in terms of size. I've got another portable hard drive here to compare to. There's another little one, so it's pretty decently sized, given that it's only 3 terabyte. It's only single bay, it's not dual bay. The dual bay one that has obviously multiple hard drives in it is much thicker, probably almost double in thickness. There it is, there you got the cool silver part down here in the line, and there you are, if you can see anything through there. So you can sort of see through, basically there, that I can see, probably not on the video, just there is the hard drive sticking, and then there's a fair bit of space there, which will do all the networking. And then over here is your connectivity. That's where your power goes in, that's where your Ethernet goes in, and that's where your USB port goes in. So it's uncertain as to how good this goes to transferring stuff onto it straight from a computer, but what they recommend is that essentially
I can use this hard drive that I've got here, plug it in there. From what I've seen, I'll get a notification on my phone that says a hard drive's been plugged into your cloud home, and it says, do you want to transfer all the files? Now, I'm not sure if it allows you to choose specific files, but essentially the option is there to plug it in and transfer files straight onto it. So I'm keen to get straight into it and use it, set up my cloud, put all my files on there, and hopefully it's easily accessible via an iOS and Android app, which is the main thing. Because I'm sure many people will be wanting to access their files on the go, or maybe even stream their videos on the go. So that's something definitely that we'll be looking out for and testing, but stay tuned for the review and more information about this little thing, and hopefully it all goes to plan.
What's up everyone? Today we are looking at the Wonderboom 2. This is the new upgraded version from the Wonderboom 1, which just gets a few little upgrades, such as it has an outdoor boost button, which instantly boosts loudness and clarity with audio tune for outdoor listening. Now, what they say is this one has a lot more bass, the sound is a lot more intense, and basically just all round louder. Now, some of the upgrades you do get with this one is a 13-hour battery life, as opposed to the Wonderboom 1, which has 10 hours. So that's 30% longer. It's waterproof and dustproof. So this is IP67, which is an upgrade over the last one, which was only IPX7. So it can be submerged in up to 1 meter of water for 30 minutes. And it's now dustproof, so that helps with sand and anything else. Other upgrades you get is apparently double the sound plus true wireless stereo. That's something they are advertising. And a vibrant two-tone fabric, whereas the previous model was a one-tone fabric or single tone. So there's another upgrade as well. So let's get right into it, see what we're going to have a look at inside. Just gonna open it. 2 years warranty as well, and your 30-meter Bluetooth range. Now let's just have a look what you see. So this is the grey / orange color. Now if you're going to open it, you get that little pull there, unseals it, and there it is. So get to know Wonderboom 2, press and hold to pair, then short press to power on off. So there are your two options there, and then a short press to play pause and double press to skip. So that's the buttons on the top. Then you've got plus and minus for your volume, or you can simultaneously press basically the plus and minus at the same time, and it'll tell you the battery level, or just check on your phone. Then you can switch on off outdoor boost, which will be at the bottom, and lift the weather door to charge with the USB cable. So there it is. Now I really like this color, the gray with the little orangish sort of thing. There is your outdoor boost button. Here is your charger input. It's a shame that it's still a micro USB. I would have been expecting a USB-C or USB 3. You've got these stickers here as well, which are nice. Let's see what happens when we turn it on. It does the typical noise. There's your outdoor boost. A little tree button. And there's your Bluetooth pairing button, your play pause, and your volume. So you double press. And there's your battery level, apparently, that it tells you. And there it is. It feels pretty good. The fabric is really nice. The colors contrast quite well. What else have you got in the box? You've got your micro USB cable, just a white one, not as colorful as the yellow, orange, or the other colors that they give. And what else is in here? Want to double the fun? Press and hold the center button to connect to and toggle between mono / stereo mode. That's actually quite cool. I like that. So if you've got multiple of these little devices, you can link them up and get more of the sound. But there is the Wonderboom 2. The review will be up shortly, so stay tuned for that. It'll be in the description below. And there it is. Overall, it seems pretty good. The upgrades seem pretty cool. Not too much to be disappointed about. Overall, it feels good, looks good.
for the small size and the form factor, and that it does the outdoor boost with a lot more bass and a lot more sound, it will be a good addition to make it quite portable and affordable as well, coming in 99 Aussie dollars. So there it is. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Talking Tech. Today we're going to take a look at the Huawei, I don't know how to say it properly. I'm probably getting it wrong, so please correct me. Freebuds 3, new intelligent sound. So these are really interesting because these are meant to be, as they say, the first open fit active noise cancellation earbuds. So the new AirPods Pro, they're sort of got a little bud that sort of clicks in there, and it's not as comfortable for some people. Like me, I have a pretty small earlobe, so when you've got a bud, you know, those in-ear earphones, it's just not as comfortable, and it just sort of feels like it's rammed into your ear canal. So this is open fit and it's still noise cancelling, so good on to them for managing that, which we'll test, of course. Now, some of the features, feels comfortable. It's got a Kirin A1 chipset, apparently a really good chip. First certified dual mode Bluetooth 5.1 SoC, pure listening with active noise cancellation. So the A1 chip can eliminate background noise. It's got a bone sensor which can better pick up your voice through bone vibrations. For clear calling, it's got a mic duct as well and a 14mm driver. So there's a lot there. It's got a bass tube. It does have a pop-up window, but it's only for Huawei smartphones with the EMUI 10 or above. So we will probably be testing it with iPhone as well, just to see how it goes, but let's get right into it. It's a neat little box. They obviously come in black and white. These are the black ones. Okay, so, ooh, I like that. With the Huawei. Oh, okay. Well, you meant to pull this up. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Oh, yep. All right, there it is. And there is your little Freebuds. We'll get to them in a second. Let's just pull that out. So this is documents by nope, there's nothing in there. That is what? It's meant to have a little document logo. This might just be the one that Huawei sent me, given that I review products, but I hope they all at least have something in there. And there is your cable, which is USB-C, which is awesome to see. I'm sick of devices using the old school micro. So let's take a look. And USB-C. And you know what? Ideally in a perfect world, you've had USB-C to USB-C, but that hasn't really caught on yet for everyone, and I'm glad to see this because all the chargers I have need this to go in, and then I can plug the USB-C into the Freebuds. So thank you for doing that, Huawei. And here they are. Let's take that off. It's a really neat design, the typical, ooh, a very nice click. So it's very magnetic. When you sort of latch it back down, it really sticks on. Anyway, I could literally be doing this all day. And there they are. Let's get a bit more space in them. There's one. So this case is a bit chunky, but because it does have a really good battery, I'm fine with it. Not that I care about the case. These are super good as well. So there'll be 4 hours of playback in a single charge and 20 hours altogether with the charging case. So you'll be able to charge it 5 times. And they feel really good, especially because they're not in ear, which I don't like. I like ones that can just sit in like the original AirPods and not need to worry about hurting my ear, my very small ear canal, which is just me. Some people might prefer that, but I like this, and I'll be curious to test them out in a second and pair them because they're really cool, especially in the black. And then when you pop them back in, it's got the magnetic connection there. There you are. These could seriously be a game changer because a lot of people might not want the buds. They might just want something like this. But anyway, let's see how the pairing goes. All right, let's pair it to an iOS device. So we've got my iPad here. As you can see, it's not showing up. Now we're going to open it. The green light appears and down the bottom, and then Freebuds 3. So no pop-up because it's not a Huawei device. Click it. And connected. So there you go. Let's see what happens when you take it out. It's connected there, no worries. Now we're going to put it back in, close it. See what happens if it gets, yep, and it's disconnected. Now let's see how long it takes to reconnect. That was really quick. I'm really impressed. Okay, ready? I'm going to zoom in a bit. So we're going to look here. We're closed. 1, 2, 3, about 3 seconds till it disconnects, and 1, 2, barely 2 seconds. That was awesome. And this isn't even an Android device. Nice work. So maybe 3 seconds till it disconnects, and I just want to show it again because it's really cool. 1, 2, connected. Well done. That's really impressive. I'm going to zoom back out now. So that connects super. Honestly, this is just as quick as AirPods, if not quicker. And it's not even an Android device here or a Huawei device. So nice work. And I've been using them for a bit and they sound really good. They fit really snug in my ear, which is what I love about them. Especially because they sort of just fit in there like AirPods. And they're really comfy because they've got this obscure little ovally type shape here. It's not as circular. It sort of just sits in there really snug and it blocks out noise really well. Obviously, buds will cancel a bit better, so it could be a little bit better in terms of cancellation, but still does a really good job. Now you double tap the right to play, just done, or switch music. Then you can tap the left for on and off of the active noise cancelling, and playback pauses when you take it out, and when you put it back in, it resumes playback, just like many other high-end earbuds. Now you do have an app as well, which basically it allows you to decide what does one tap do, what does 2 taps do, and all that sort of stuff like that. So then you can decide if you, let's say for example, only want to use one at work or in a specific situation, and you only want the right to do play pause and you want the left to do the noise cancelling, you can decide that in the app. And it's a really intuitive app. It does actually give you a lot of options to play around with, and overall these are really cool. Okay, just a quick update. The app is not available on iOS as of the filming of this video. So I haven't got my Android phone with me, but I did test it on there. And basically it shows whether you're connected or not, shows the percentage of the left and the right earbud and the case. It checks for updates, helps you decide on noise cancelling, and you can decide what the shortcuts are. So you can do play/next, play/pause, wake the voice assistant, enable or disable noise cancelling, or none. You can decide what the double tap does, and so on. So there's plenty of options there. I just wanted to quickly check that before I finish this video. So it hasn't come on iOS yet because obviously they want you to be using an Android. You scroll across and there it says my Freebuds 3 90%. So obviously it's not going to tell me each earbud itself. That's what you need the app for. But basically if you're using them, it's unlikely you might not be using them for more than 4 hours in one go. Chuck them back in and you'll get 4 more charges out of it, and this will just most likely tell you what the case is on. So there it is. There's our little unboxing, first impressions, hands-on, and a bit of a review of the Huawei Freebuds 3. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.